Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Today, Emma's going to talk about the picture she drew. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Surprised it's not faded. The flash of light was so bright that all I could see was shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. I think it was more the murder that burned an image in her mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. I do! So clearly this clearly shows Joe Dock about to murder prosecutor Niall Marshall. Dots, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. I mean, okay. But when I show you the autopsy report again, when... I'm assuming she's going to say he was stabbed in the chest, and I prove you wrong again. You're not going to take my health away, are you? You phony? This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright. Oh, wait. Go back. I was supposed to press you. Sorry. I got it just in the roll. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? I didn't have any crayons. So, at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Doc had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of this situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? Yes! What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. We're both bad guys. Anyways, this picture shows exactly, yeah. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way by your talks with the detectives. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, yes. Absolutely. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. How are we even getting paid? You don't take any cases. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. What do you mean? I thought the detective gave you... Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Really? Is that where we go? Autopsy report? Look, Judge, I'm gonna show this again. If you take my goddamn health away from me, I will find you. I know you're a virtual character, but I'll find out where you live in virtual reality. Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy? What the fudge? Huh? I thought you were gonna give me an option like, clearly he was stabbed in the back. I don't know. So, okay. So what do we know? He was stabbed in the back. We know the knife wound doesn't match up with the wound. We know the top of the knife broke off in the body of the victim, apparently, even though the knife doesn't match the wound. So there's 3 places here. Actually, I guess there's only 2. There's here, because he doesn't get stabbed there. He gets stabbed in the back. And then there's the knife, because it wasn't exactly the size of the wound. But it doesn't get broken off inside the body. Man, I was actually just expecting you to ask me what the contradiction was, and I can multiple choice it. I mean, I guess knife, because it doesn't match the wound? Because you could stab him in the back from here. Right? You just push him down and then stab. But you could also stab him in the chest from here by like rolling him over a little bit and just stabbing. I mean, you have to move your right arm because you could stab yourself. And you don't want to leave your DNA on the scene. No, that's just a bad move. I guess knife because it doesn't match the wound? Is that what we're trying to contradict here? No, the contradiction is she said he stabbed him in the chest. Objection! Just to say he stabbed him in the back. Contradiction. That was me snapping my fingers in frustration. I'm not breaking them, just cracking. It's ASMR now. I guess knife.
Take that!
The music didn't stop. Oh no, it did stop, so I guess that was right. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. And if you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Dog, I didn't even think that. So I guess I was close to the tip being broken. But I wasn't thinking the knife was already broken. I just thought she didn't know how to draw knives. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence! See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too! If I recall, the tip of the knife was found and broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive evidence, piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness' memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. That is your real name. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About the little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. They're receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony. Niall Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gaunt. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Because police apparently are incompetent in this world. Completely. Like, lock the door! I handcuff him to the chair! Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. It was the reward. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? Could there have been one? No, there is another one. The witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw. I can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright! In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. There's no knife on this, though. It was taken. I mean, there's this. You can see the knife there. It's not really a knife. It's more or less just the part. Also, I mean, I'm assuming that's like there's like made as one piece. You can't just remove that knife. So I would assume there would be like a giant shield gash on his back if he did stab him with this. I mean, if it's what I think it is, it has to be that picture, yeah? Because we don't have anything else. Unless we're saying he was murdered by a blow to the head with this. But that's not, I mean, there's a lot of actually head trauma murders in this game, isn't there? There's like 2, actually. I guess that's not that many. It was half. Almost half. Present the picture. The answer lies in the past. 2 years ago in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is the picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife! A halberd, but yeah. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Can you just... I thought they remade the award. You could just plop it out and stab someone with it? Convenient. Niall Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day, and as a reward, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because it is the King of Prosecutor Award knife. If the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising the knife would have to have been Prosecutor Niall Marshall. Oh. Oh! Cause it's not a picture of Dark and stabbing Marshall. It's a picture of Niall being stabbed by, I'm assuming, Gaunt. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it! Hi! Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth? What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on it? Dots? I knew it! This picture! I'm the one who drew it! What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time. I drew this picture. What the fudge? What? All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. What does that explain, though? Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled in this guy? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. Or infuriating, one or the other. Emmer's recollection. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. The blue badger. This is certainly most unusual. Does that try impossible? The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin his cross-examination. Stop, please! Don't pursue this any further! Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this! I already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. It has to be that Emma, like, accidentally killed someone. Or they think she did, and it was gone all along. That's why Lana's so gung-ho about this. When you say that man, I assume you referred to Joe Dark. Yeah, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. A power outage that immediately preceded the incident. It's also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? I don't know. Hide? Run out? Scream? I probably would have screamed. Done like a windmill with my arms. Maybe I probably would have. Yeah, I mean, I could rush forward doing the windmill. He was with to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think of, I've got to help that other person. I'm ballsy for a 14-year-old. What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did is all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. So, with so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw that man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? The Blue Badger. Are you sure about this? Of course! See? I drew a picture of him there. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. That's just when you thought this thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room. I saw him in the shadows. His shadow? You mean you didn't actually see his face, with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. Or the Blue Badger is the time traveler. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really is. Oh, I know. Well, no. I mean, if you flip it upside down, kind of. Kind of? What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this Blue Badger, really? Is it the vase? Really? I just might know? The Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture, yet she certainly saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there was indeed something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instance? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger. I mean, okay, it's fine. It's gotta be this. The mysterious Blue Badger was, in fact, this! But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. It's a vase! What do you mean, jar? What do you mean, jar? It looks nothing like a jar! It is a vase! A vase! Whatever you want to call it! A jar? Why do you guys keep calling it a jar? Do you not know what a jar looks like? I mean, sure, I'm sure there could be a jar out there that's made to look like this. This is clearly a vase. But Mr. Wright, that's a vase, not a jar, you fucking idiot! Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. No, my God, I'm gonna choke everyone out in this game. However, what if we were to change our viewpoints? And Chronos slowly goes into fucking madness. Our viewpoints. I gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from. Oh my God. Like this? Rotate, yeah, like that. Like this. This isn't right. I've got to make it look like the badger. Oh, fuck. Allow me to remind the defense in case hinges on the witness's drawing. Ms. Wright can't match the shape of the witness. Okay, shit. I've got to find just the right angle. Sorry. Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it. Okay. Is it not like this? Really? I mean... Like this? No. Are we sure it's not this? How is it not this? Not that. Not that. So it's not that. Oh! 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 No. No, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Do I have unlimited tries here? Are we sure it's not this? I mean, I just presented this, but are we sure it's not this? Do I have infinite tries here? Because I don't want to mess this up. It's like I could just do that. This isn't right. Okay, so we just keep going back and forth. So... I mean, it's gotta look like something like this, then? Like, with the broken one over here? Like this? That isn't right. God damn it. Am I gonna have to look this up? Because I actually... Look, I guessed this, because I was like, does that make sense? Honestly, no. Oh, is this it? Like... this? I mean, not really. Trying to match up to this. How can I match it up like this? But then we would have to, like... It's missing one. I tried that one. Should I try the other side? Like this? Put the broken one over there? God damn it. Okay, well... Alright, no. Okay, you know what? No. It's time for Googling with Chronos here. Let's see. Vase, because I'm not calling this a fucking jar! Phoenix... Badger. Images. Oh, okay. We would have been here for fucking forever. Like this? What do you mean? No. Okay, was I just not low enough? I'm following the pictures. I'm following the pictures. I'm cheating. Why? Give it to me. Cheaters always win. Okay? Let me go down. Like this? That's what it looks like in the goddamn picture. Oh, I'm gonna rage against Machine in like 5 seconds. I'm not gonna look up a video. I'm making a video. Don't look up other people's videos to make a video. That's against Let's Play law. But Google imaging searching is not. But it's like it's the same. It's the same. I don't know. I don't get what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing it right. It just has to be in the wrong position then. Yeah? Oh, nope. Okay. I heard the music go out, and I was like, fuck yeah, I did it. Even though the music always goes out. Well, We're gonna be here fucking forever, aren't we? Could try the other side, even though I'm cheating and looking at a picture right here. So we could go like no. Yeah, that way. And that looks nothing like it. Okay, to be fair, this looks nothing like it at all. Like, how is this not it? How is this not it? Oh my god! Oh, okay! Screw you, game! No! Screw you! I hate you! I mean, I actually like you. In this case, this is going on forever. But at the same time, I do like you, but I hate you at the same time. I just showed you the same exact goddamn thing over and over again. Well, is this a miracle or what? It's the same thing I constantly show you. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance. Jar, you son of a bitch. To the blue badger! No, it can't be. Order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we are all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic demonstration, our question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So the badger thing was actually just a jar. Every time they call it a jar, like, my muscles tense up. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? I mean, it doesn't tell the murder weapon or the murderer, so location? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. A very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. At a very specific angle. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Damon Gaunt. One would call it a vase. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gaunt's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gaunt's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. It's like, oh shit, I didn't expect you to say that. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. You're going down, Emma. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the sky, or air. Now tell me, what could have sent that jar flying? That would have to been the impact of the man who made the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? The suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. It's a spear! It is a spear! It is a spear! What do you mean, sword? Yeah! And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had been Niall Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yeah, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with it. I can! Give me the option! Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Niall Marshall, You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! Everyone gotta do a Vader moment in this game, huh? Thud! Did she pass out? I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Objection! What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Duck murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin that crime on her? Imagine that, coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Niall Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. If only me or Maya were here. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Huh. Touchy, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still possibilities? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible! Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the court records. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. I guess is in the evidence, but we'll find out next time! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like below. If you're not subscribed yet, want to get my videos so I can check out some of the content, see if it's to your liking. Once again, thank you for watching. We all have a great day.